Hi everyone, I'm Alister Benn and you're watching Expressive Photography. As some of you may know from my recent social media, I've been running a workshop for the last couple of weeks on the wonderful island of Iceland. We were running it along the south coast, which is probably one of the most popular landscape photography locations of the last decade. Now, of course, there were hundreds and hundreds of tourists, particularly at the big waterfalls and on the ice beach and round about Jökulsárlón, Ice Lagoon, etc. So, working around lots and lots of tourists and, in some cases, other photographers is one of the biggest pitfalls of going to these iconic locations. Now, Iceland is just one example of that. Other places like the Isle of Skye in Scotland, many locations in the western United States, even more remote places like Namibia or the Canadian Rockies, places like that, you can be working with large numbers of other photographers and or tourists. One of the reasons I like to run workshops in the north coast of Spain is the complete lack of other photographers. And in January, when I was there with Adam Gibbs, we didn't see any photographers at all. And last year, in 2 workshops there, we didn't see any photographers either. If you would like to join Expressive Photography in 2025, either in Scotland, Iceland, Morocco or Spain, then click on the link below and you will find some links to some of our small number of availability at this current time. Workshops are a fantastic way to go to these amazing locations. However, when we have to deal with other photographers or lots and lots of tourists, it can be very, very difficult for some people to make shots at all just because of all the number of people around. So what I want to do in this video is cover some of these tips and tricks that I've been using over the last couple of weeks to try and make photographs that at least I like anyway, and hopefully you may like them too. Now, the good news is I was able to take with me my wonderful Fujifilm GFX 100 Mark II, and on here is the 100 to 200mm zoom lens. This longer lens can be your best friend in busy locations. If I dive into the images here, we can start to consider my methodology really, and the first of those things is that if you want to make photographs away from the crowds, then stop the car or the van where there aren't any crowds. We made good use of little parking laybys along the Southern Ring Road to just stop where we thought the conditions looked favourable. This was a few miles out of Reykjavik, and instantly as soon as I saw this, I thought, yep, there's definitely some photographs to be made in there. Using the 100 to 200, I was able to zoom in and get rid of many man-made elements that I didn't feel contributed to the story that I wanted to tell. But at the end of the day, I'm very, very happy with this photograph. And for saying it was taken beside the road with cars zooming past all the time, then I'm quite content with that. Once we get to the more iconic locations, this is Seljalandsfoss, one of the big waterfalls on the Southern Ring Road. And again, zooming in to create more abstract, less literal scenes is an excellent way. There were lots and lots of people around here, hundreds of people around here. But by zooming in and trying not to photograph the whole thing, you are able to eliminate. One of my old expressions is that composition is lying by omission, and there is no better example of it than this. By zooming in and focusing on simple relationships here between water and ice, I felt I was able to abstract, and this is one of the most famous waterfalls. This is Skogafoss, which is probably the most photographed waterfall in Iceland. As you can see from the video footage here, there were hundreds and hundreds of people around, but that is not coming through in the photograph. This is probably one of my favourite photographs of the entire trip. I was using my Case Revolution filters again, as per usual, the ubiquitous circular polarizer or a 3 or a 6 stop, and some of the other photographs are taken with my 10 stop ND filter. These go with me all the time. So the combination of a long lens, a circular polarizer, or in this case a 3-stop ND filter, was plenty enough to just slow the water down, but not too slow so that it just becomes mush. This scene really caught my eye, and I was really taken with these beautiful ice structures. Again, this is the main river running out of the Skoggerfoss waterfall. There was people all over the place, many in red jackets, which of course would have made some lovely photographs. But you can see I've used a longer exposure here. The waterfall is really just creating an atmospheric area at the back of the frame, and I just wanted to get the right amount of flow in the foreground. So it's one of those situations that if you try to shoot with a regular zoom lens or a wider zoom lens, there's absolutely no way that you can get rid of distractions. There's no way you can get rid of all the people. There's no way you can get rid of grey skies, etc. The wind was very, very strong here. The weather was a little bit ropey, but you can't really tell that from this photograph. Along the south coast, we've talked about the Black Beaches, or I'm going to talk about the Black Beaches, some of the very, very famous places. And it's very clear from this photograph why people die on that south coast. Tourists get in the wrong place and get hit by waves and dragged out into the sea where they unfortunately drown. When we were at this particular beach, it was insanely windy. People could barely stand up. Things were getting blown all over the place. I think we saw hats and gloves and lens caps flying around all over the place, but thankfully nobody getting sucked into the sea. Again, focusing on the things that you can photograph rather than trying to fight with tourists to get them out of your shot. They have as much right to be there as you. Other photographers have as much right to be there as you. And the expressive photography mentality is, let's go there with a kind heart and not scream at other people who are just trying to have a nice holiday. I could point my camera in the direction of these incredible breakers with the wind whipping the spray off the top of them without affecting anybody. So I had a wonderful time, other folk had a wonderful time, and I come away with a shot that I really, really like. Here's another example, slightly stronger sunlight. The sun was off to the left-hand side of this scene over there, and just the way the breaking wave was catching the spray. I really loved all that little details there. Very, very fast shutter speed, just using the circular polarizer in this case. But it goes to show that the shooting long instead of shooting wide is going to offer so many more opportunities. The other thing you can do, and this is way out east on the south coast of Iceland, around the Stocksness, Vesterhorn area, and going away from the main shooting location where there are obviously lots of people, you can find little spots that are less photographed. Again, just stopping at the side of the road where you see the conditions are going to be working. Now, I really like this shot. It was very, very bright sunlight in the morning. Off to the left-hand side, there was a bit of fog in the fjord there. And again, I used a 10-stop ND filter, my Case Revolution 10-stop ND filter, to create, I think it was about an 8 or a 10-second exposure. And the way there was ice floating in the fjord, the way the ice was just streaking across the scene, I found abstracted things. That's as high as I could go up in that top left-hand corner before I started to see the edge of the mountain. So I wanted to take away all semblance of reality and just abstract the scene as much as I possibly could. So it should be clear from these photographs, and I would hope that what it has demonstrated is that you can go to incredibly popular places and still make photographs that are intimate, expressive, different. I didn't see anybody else making these photographs while I was there, although of course I did speak about it with my workshop participants to demonstrate the type of ways of dealing with these more popular scenarios. I really do hope that you get some value out of these videos, and it's a strategy that worked very, very well for me. I'm going to be running a workshop in Scotland over the next 10 days or so, and some of the locations I'll be going to will be popular locations. People want to go there, photographers want to go there. If you want to join me, like I said, click on the link below and there are a few opportunities already available for 2025. It would be great to possibly meet up with some of you there and then. Apart from that, I'm well, I'm excited and had a wonderful time on Iceland with an incredible 5 participants. I've rarely been with a better group of individuals, and the camaraderie and the friendship that formed within that group was just remarkable. I hope to bring you some more photographs from that Iceland trip over the next month or so. But until that time, I do hope you enjoy the channel. Please hit the subscribe button and click on the links below if you want 5% off some case filters. There's a link there for you, along with all the rest of the gear that I use. So take care and thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.